Live on Facebook. Cool.
Oh, does it say we're live?
I have a notification that says we're live.
All right. Hey, uh-oh. I don't know what just happened.
Are you do you have that same little pop up there?
I do. Social thread is live. Oh, yeah, there we are. There we are.
Cool.
I think it's working.
All
I'm
right.
not 100% sure, but I'm going to share it, and we'll just start talking, and we'll see what happens.
All right. Sounds great.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Hey, everybody. So this is our first Explore Your Faith live, and this is a version of something we do. I mean, we do it live, but we don't stream it. We don't stream it to the world every Tuesday and Thursday night, which something we call our Explore Your Faith meetup, which is a time for folks to come together in community and conversation and explore together. And usually what we do is we tackle some relevant topics related to faith, spirituality, well-being. I think we have a lot of like work and productivity ones, so you can see what's on my mind most weeks, and dealing with pandemics and such. Anyway, we wanted to give folks a chance to see what that looks like, and I don't know, maybe we'll do this on an ongoing basis, and we'll have special guests every week. Yeah, right. Otherwise, you just get to hear me and Robert riff on these topics. So anyway, I'm Rob Reinders. I'm the founder of Social Thread, and we're excited to be here tonight for all 2.5 people who are probably watching. But other hosts, why don't you introduce yourselves? Let's start with Robert.
Okay. I am Robert Payne, and I am the Community Development Director here at Social Thread, and I'm here in Phoenix.
And I guess based on Rob's introduction, I'm the special guest. So My name is Amy Nottbaum, and kind of go way back with these two guys. So excited to be part of this conversation. And I've also been joining in the Thursday Explore Your Faith meetups, and they're really fun, and I invite you to join into those. And then we're excited to kind of show you what they're like and see how this conversation goes today.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to mute this so I can see if, feel free to post in the questions in the comments. We're up to two viewers, by the way. Yeah. So it's already a hit. Yes. And if you have anything you want to add, we'll try to answer any questions you have in the chat. So anyway, let's jump in. We always start off with sort of an icebreaker question, and this is one of my favorite ones that we've done. So here we go, team. The zombie apocalypse is coming.
Oh man.
Yeah, right. Just another. It's 2020. That's the August thing happening in 2020 is the zombie apocalypse.
It's what it's murder hornets, meth gators, and now zombie apocalypse. Fabulous.
I don't think I heard of meth gators.
Yeah, there's meth gators too, apparently in Florida.
All right, I know what we're talking about next week. So anyway, zombie apocalypse is coming. You got to pick 3 people to be on your team. Mm-hmm. Who are they? Who wants to go first?
Let's see here. I'll jump in. So I have a friend, Lyle, who knows everything and is a ham radio operator and knows all kinds of stuff. So he would definitely be and then his wife, Charlotte, is a nurse. And I figure some healthcare to kind of support for when somebody tries to eat my brains would be super helpful. And I don't know, somebody else who I run faster than. So I just need somebody who like is a little bit slower than me, and so that I can just stay ahead of them. So those would be my 3.
I think that's a great pick. I should have thought of that one. Just pick somebody slower. Make sure at least one person on your team is
somebody who's disposable.
Yeah. My goodness. All right. Hey, we're back down to one viewer. So.
Oh no.
Congratulations for doing it. All right, Robert, who's on your team?
Okay. So my wife is on my team. Mm-hmm. She knows tons of stuff about tons of stuff. And she's also an herbalist and so healing properties and all of that, so she can find all that stuff. And
Okay, good.
then probably like a Bear Grylls or something like that, like a
Yeah.
survivalist kind of guy. And then my third person is the Terminator from Terminator 2. And it's the good Arnold Schwarzenegger. And my thought is that zombies can't eat a machine, so you have a Terminator with you the whole time and is not susceptible to zombies. So there you go. Those are my people.
He just may be down to like the Terminator skeleton at some point.
That's fine.
Because,
that's fine.
Okay.
And that's fine because he still functions as a Terminator skeleton.
Yeah. But does he still have like his personality and like talk like Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. From Terminator 2. That particular one.
Fantastic. Come with me if you want to leave.
Come with me if you want to live. Yes.
Excellent. All right. My picks are The Rock, just as The Rock, not any character in any particular movie.
Which would make sense though, because he's pretty much The Rock in all of his movies.
He is. He just always
kind of goes without saying.
Plays himself. Yeah. And I kind of feel like that's the only one I need. I take my wife because I think I'm supposed to say that. We had somebody say last week specifically, not only did they didn't just exclude their spouse, they specifically, like, the first thing they said, well, I wouldn't be taking my husband.
Oh man.
Yeah. It was really good. It's really good. And then, oh man, who was my third one? Probably someone from that show, Alone. You guys ever watched Alone?
Oh.
They just dropped like 10 different people in different spots in nowhere, Canada. And there's no time limit. They could be out there for as long as it takes. And they have to survive off the land, and they get to take like 10 essentials. They can pick like 10 items, whatever fits in a backpack. And they survive out there for like 90 days, 120 days. Some people, like on the first day, one guy like tripped and broke his ankle.
Oh, that's terrible.
Like, not on the first day. And then a lot of people lose because they lose too much weight, so they still have to do check-ins. But I figure a winner of that is going to be able to help us out in any situation. Yeah.
Well done.
Cool. I think we're good. We're ready, zombies. Bring it.
That's fabulous.
Well, we're going to keep it in the same genre, and let's move to aliens. How about that? Okay. So what we do now is we kind of jump into 3 news-ish articles or interesting articles that we've come across during the week. If you ever have one, you can send one to me. I can't guarantee that we're actually going to talk about it, but Rob at socialthread.org and suggest an article. Anyway, recent reporting has confirmed the existence of previously secret government programs responsible for studying unidentified objects. And this has a quote from Harry Reid, the former Democratic senator from Nevada, who pushed earlier for funding the UFO program when he was the majority leader. And he said he believed that crashes of objects of unknown origin may have occurred and that retrieved materials should be studied. So this was pretty interesting and caused some waves on the Twitter sphere, because it was sort of like the first time like a government-ish official, I guess he's not in a government anymore, but sort of confirmed that, oh yeah, there's stuff. We have materials and they're being studied. So where are you guys on the whole alien thing? Oh, except before that, what's your favorite alien movie?
It's hard to not choose Alien as my favorite alien movie.
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver is awesome, and then the alien itself is very, very scary.
Yes. Terrifying.
Yeah.
If you will.
That might be Spaceballs, which technically is a alien movie.
Yeah, Spaceballs, because that's been streaming on Netflix along with Galaxy Quest. Yeah, which is not like it's a fan favorite kind of movie, which it's about fan favoritedom, Anyway, it's very meta. Yeah. But two very funny alien related movies.
Yeah. I like a lot. I mean, I can easily go to Star Wars or Guardians of the Galaxy or something like that. But I'm gonna say I think it's called The Arrival. It's the one with Amy Adams from a few years ago.
Yeah.
That's a great.
And I think one of the things I really liked about it is I do prefer friendly aliens to scary aliens. And I think they stretched our imagination a little bit more of like what an alien could be, because so often they are almost human. They're like very similar. And so I liked the kind of how they made them. I think it was a little stretching the imagination for something a little more unusual, and yet we were able to figure out how to communicate and stuff. So
I always get that one and Contact.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know why, because they're one word alien movies with strong female leads.
Yes. Yeah. Same movie.
Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. That's not weird. Hey, so anyway, now that we've given everyone a watch list for alien movies this weekend, where do you guys land on the whole extraterrestrial thing? Do you believe there is intelligent life beyond Earth?
I like to believe in possibilities.
Yeah.
So yes, I guess the short answer is yes. The longer answer is, but it might be a whole lot different than we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I land kind of there where, just the pure vastness of the universe. Surely, it's more of a positive possibility that, there's an intelligent life, and but I would say that that's very, very, very far away, in a galaxy far away and a long time.
Yeah.
In a galaxy far, far away. Yeah, I think I'm with you, Robert, that there's just, the universe is so vast. There's just the possibility that there's not just one, but maybe multiple other kind of intelligent life forms out there is pretty strong. But back to Amy's point about friendly aliens, I don't think we have to assume that they're all necessarily bad either, right? Like, I think I read somewhere like one time, the thing we'd probably want to be most worried about, and they would want to be most worried about, is we would spread some sort of like virus or whatever, some kind of like super bug to each other. Like, we turn out to be like, oh, friends, we love you.
No, 6 feet in the mask.
No, bad.
We know how to deal with you.
Here's all these masks I have saved up from the other pandemic. Here, put one on. So I think we're a pretty open-minded crew here, but I have a feeling what you guys are going to say. But how would your faith, what you believe about faith, spirituality, God, higher power, would that change at all if tomorrow it was revealed that, oh yeah, there's other intelligent life out there, we're not the only ones?
I guess probably central to my faith is the concept of wonder, and just we can be surprised and amazed like at any turn. And so it actually, I hope, faced with it, it would reconcile with kind of that sense of wonder.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for me, even scripture says that God created the heavens, and I think that that's just kind of part of it, that there are things even on this earth that continue to amaze me. If you ever do like a clickbait and you go the 10 most amazing places on earth, and I just am sitting there and I go, wow, that's awesome. Wow, that's awesome. Wow, that's awesome. And so I think, kind of Amy, to your point, it would be like, wow, that's awesome. That's totally unexpected.
Assuming that they're friendly aliens and not the ones who annihilate us, in which
true.
case
Yeah.
that might be detriment.
Yeah.
Have a whole lot of
totally.
time to go.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you tell us about these guys, God? I'm so mad right now. Yeah, I mean, there's been so many, even if you wanted to kind of take a literalist view of it, like in the thousands of years since creation stories have been written in religions, or specifically the Hebrew Bible, the Christian tradition or whatnot. They believe the world was flat and had a dome over it with windows that opened to let the rain in, because we were sort of in a big water bubble apparently. So I'm trying to go back to my Old Testament classes. There's a book on a shelf behind me that I'm sure explains this all. But there's been so many mind-blowing just discoveries, I'm sure, for humanity in the years since. And so to find out the world was round was probably like, whoa, that's crazy. And that got like scientists killed in the Inquisition. So so I think for our generation, like, intelligent life in the universe would that would be sort of the same level, I think, mind-blowing thing. And you know what, religion is still here. So yeah, don't know if any of that made sense, but this is live and I can't take it back.
Nope, it was great.
No
was
editing.
good, though.
No editing. Yeah, it's not even telling me how many viewers we have now, so we're just gonna keep going.
Just keep rolling.
Yeah. All right, I think we beat the aliens to death, figuratively, not literally, but we would, because we have an amazing zombie apocalypse team that could just be refitted for
brain-eating aliens.
Exactly. So we're covered. All right, moving on to our next one. In an opinion piece for the New York Times, Lutheran pastor Emily Scott writes, Jesus gathered people, especially around tables, but he also scattered them. Early in the Gospels, Jesus sent his newly recruited disciples out to heal and cast out demons. They didn't have much in the way of supplies, and in 2 accounts, they are not sent in pairs, but entirely alone. Start looking and you'll see roads all over the Bible. These solitary travelers journeyed in situations of great uncertainty, much like our own. Their destinations may have been clear, but their futures were less so. Somewhere along the way, however, they always encountered something unexpected, the astonishing presence of the sacred. So, how do you guys deal with uncertainty? I do Facebook Lives with my friends to keep myself distracted.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I definitely think, Rob, your point is to make sure you have connections that ground you.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably number one, is that you have a support system.
Yeah.
To, and you can and then also too, I think it's we need to be able to admit that, hey, I'm feeling that this is super uncertain right now.
Yeah.
I'm really struggling with this, and to be able to have people that you can be authentic with, I really think that that's step one in dealing with uncertainty.
Mm-hmm.
Just being able to admit, hey, I'm feeling like this is total chaos right now, and I need your input right now.
Yeah. Do you guys? I don't know if you guys did this or experienced this a lot early on during the lockdown phases of life here the last few months, where you get a lot of phone calls or text messages from people you hadn't talked to in years, or you reached out yourself. There was some phenomenon going on, and I think it was around uncertainty. Like we were all had this existential dread, and we're like staring our own lives in the face. And it was like, oh, I need to call Joe from 8th grade. Like, wonder how he's doing. I don't know. Did that happen to you guys at all? Nope. Okay.
I think I'm lazy and don't reach out enough. But I will say I thought about a lot of people, and then I got lazy and didn't read. But like, I was definitely, it's like, oh, I wonder how they're doing. I wonder what that person's doing. So I definitely was like like my thoughts were reaching out more, if not my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, I didn't necessarily start searching for all of these old relationship or people who have kind of fell off my radar. But what I did do is I realized that I intentionally started to call people that I would normally text.
Oh yeah.
And I just hey, I could send you a text, but I'd rather call you. And I definitely know that I did that for sure.
Yeah. So have there been any journeys that you guys have been on that had maybe an uncertain destination, but somewhere in that journey you experienced like a power of what this article calls the presence of the sacred?
Mm-hmm.
I do. And I will say, like, just commenting just a little bit back, for those of you, I'm looking at my bookshelves. That's why I keep looking over here, because it's like inspiring me. For those of you who follow Brene Brown, she's brilliant. And she talks a lot. And when you hear talk about uncertainty, I also think about like vulnerability. And I feel like they kind of go hand in hand, and just trying to remember that being vulnerable or being uncertain and kind of sharing it is how you build relationship and you build trust. And that's how you live life more fully. So you're going to be happier and sadder, when you're more vulnerable, but you're also not going to be numb. So you experience life more fully the more you are. And so being like leaning into discomfort, it's really, really hard, but it's really important work. So
would you say it's sacred work?
I would.
Yes.
I think that's so if we talk about the journey in the Bible, so yes, there are literal roads, there are paths and roads and journeys, but it's also the inner journey of like figuring out what's going on inside of you. And that there's some uphill battles to like do that inner work, to figure out. I grew up in Arizona. I've lived here my whole life. I haven't like journeyed as far as life or living different places, but I've been doing a lot of inner work over the years. And I remember when I turned 30, I started Googling midlife crisis at 30. And I'm like, what's next? Like, I don't know what to do now. I had a career, I had kids, I was married. I checked all the boxes. I'm like, I don't know what to do now.
Yeah.
And there wasn't like a horrible tragedy or horrible. It was just like, I don't know what's next. I don't know where I'm going. And so, luckily, I decided to go to seminary 7 years later. So it took me 7 years of work to figure out what that next step was. But
that sounds pretty midlife crisisy to me. Yeah. Didn't buy a convertible.
Nope.
Went to seminary.
You went in that similar, but
it does cost probably more. You probably paid more. You should have gotten the convertible. But you were searching for. You're like, there's got to be more, right? Yeah. You're searching for answers. You're searching for meaning, for purpose, and you jumped right into it. And that, I think, for me, what I had to realize when I hit that same stage of life was, after maybe 3 years of fighting it, of way huge, deep existential angst, it was like, oh no, wait, like the journey is that kind of is the point. Like, and God is saying, hey, dum-dum, like stop fighting this and just live it. Like, you don't have to have it all planned out. You don't have to know what the destination is. There's all kinds of amazing things happening around you. If you just sort of stop and listen for a moment, or stop trying to push against it, then you're going to be a lot better off. And I think that's been an attitude I've been following the last few years, and it's very liberating.
Yeah. And I think, for me, it's, the journey that I've been on, really is coming to the realization that there is uncertainty and then certainty at the exact same time. And to be okay with what I call the paradox of that. And you know, for me, I struggled a long time going, man, I feel so uncertain about I feel so uncertain about certain things.
Ooh, that is a paradox.
There you go. There you go. That's a brain twister right there.
Yeah.
And I realized, boy, like understanding the paradox of these things is like the point, and to be okay in the tension. And I really had to and I think maybe it's some people call us like the second half of life, or but it really was this turn for me that I boy, was holding on to all of these things that were so black and white, and I realized, boy, none of these things are black and white, and was really struggling with that, and but now I just am resting in the tension, and that's been pretty awesome.
Ooh, resting in the tension. That is the name of your book, sir.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. I like it.
Yeah. Trademark it now.
Whatever I said.
Yeah. Resting in the tension.
That's the subtitle is.
Yeah.
Certain times and certainty with certain things.
We're writing books here on the meetup. That's great. Yeah. All right, we got 5 minutes left.
Okay.
Want to tackle this last one? Since we solved all these other problems.
Let's do it, buddy.
Let's do it. All right. This one's perfect love drives out fear. Arthur Brooks writes that wisdom, traditions, and science have concluded that the antidote to fear is love. The Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu wrote in the Tao Te Ching, through love, one has no fear. More than 500 years later, St. John the Apostle said the same thing. There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear, because fear has to do with punishment. The one who fears is not made perfect in love. This is a very strong argument, Brooks writes. Love neutralizes fear. It took about 2,000 years, but contemporary neurobiological evidence has revealed that Lao Tzu and St. John were absolutely on the money. So Brooks concludes this article with some practical ways that love can overcome fear in our lives. He says we can confess our fears to someone we trust. You can tell someone new that you love them, and you can love your enemies. So, what ways have you guys seen love overcome fear recently?
I think maybe this is a contemporary, like a very now issue, but also it's not a big decision, but a little one. So I know some people who decided to start wearing masks before it was cool. And I found that there was fear of judgment, so I'm not talking about like fear of the sickness, but fear of judgment. And they said, you know what, I love other people so much that I am willing to do this unpopular thing before it was cool. And kind of have the courage to do that through love, even though they were afraid of what it would look like or how they would be seen or whatnot. So I think that there is a part of that, even just in our daily decisions on when we choose to be brave or to stand apart from the crowd.
Yeah.
I
think that's a great example, you know, because I see, I know for me consciously, when I see somebody, people wear a mask, I'm often seeing fear, and I'm often seeing uncertainty, you know, and I feel like when I'm wearing the mask, I've read conflicting things where, you know, it probably doesn't help or it does help. And there's a lot of people who are resisting against it and not wearing masks. I say, I'm going to rebel and not do that. But I realize that, hey, I'm putting this mask on because I want to alleviate somebody else's fear, and less fear that they have, I think the more openness they have to love. And so me, that's where I am like personally experiencing that. So.
Yeah. And I think it's so hard to do these days because the easy thing to do is to be afraid and to make other people afraid. I know, among my group of friends, we're always all day long sending articles of, oh, this is getting back to murder hornets and whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, we're like, oh, well, here's this other bad thing that's happening right now. It's getting worse. Like the world's on fire, and realizing, oh, wow, we're perpetuating sort of the feedback loop, and not to say that those things aren't happening and you want to ignore them or not take them seriously or whatever, but we can kind of choose to what feedback loop we want to buy into.
Yeah.
You want to be in touch with reality, but at the same time, if you're just sharing doom and gloom all the time, when there's a lot of good stuff happening. I know we've connected with our neighbors in ways during this, and I think it's made our neighborhood less afraid, even though we're a real quiet, chill suburban neighborhood, where there's neighbors helping each other out. Everyone's waving at each other. My wife and I will go out on a walk right after this, and every car we see, every person we see, every dog we see, we wave, and people wave back, and we have a little chat. That wasn't happening before, and yeah, there's a lot of fear going on, but we can be putting a lot of love in the world with just small little acts, like wearing masks and waving at neighbors. I think that's pretty cool. Woo! Wow. Was that really 30 minutes?
It was.
Yeah. Oh. Any closing thoughts? I don't want to be the one to have to close it out. If you guys have a parting word for the crowd out there, for all one person watching.
But that one person is important.
They are. We could be speaking directly to them. Yeah. There were 4 at one point. So yeah. So I'm going to call it a success. And now we're up to 2. Anyway, closing thoughts, or are you guys ready to get on with your evening?
Well, hey, I just pitch the social thread and what it means to me. You are out there watching this video and you are thinking to yourself, boy, I could really use a community to help, explore my faith, and maybe how you want to explore your faith doesn't really fit in your current tribe that you're in, and you really want to be in a non-judgmental place. A social thread is a place for you, and that's really the reason that we've created it. And so just make sure that you go to the website and click the Get Involved link, and we can have you up and going and having these kind of conversations tomorrow. So
yeah, and not on Facebook Live.
On Facebook Live.
Yeah. But head to socialthread.org
in a confidential group.
That is key. Confidential, non-judgmental group.
This wasn't confidential.
Oh no, we're emailing this to your boss. Yeah. I'm gonna go tag Jeff. Yeah, so socialthread.org/meetups, and you can sign up for either the Tuesday group or the Thursday group. One of these days we might get a Wednesday group going, unless this is so successful, then we got to do it every Wednesday night. So anyway, yeah, thanks guys for joining us. Amy, you are always welcome to be, you don't have to be a special guest. You can just always be a co-host. Nice. And yeah, guys. So maybe we'll be back. Maybe we'll do it again next week.
Yeah, I think closing thought also too. Remember that Social Thread is a nonprofit.
Oh yeah.
So maybe this is not something that you definitely want to be want to get involved with personally, but you understand the message, you understand what we're trying to do, and want to get involved in a financial way. So you can go to socialthread.org/support and support us that way as well.
Yeah, then we can hire some real co-hosts.
Hey. No, I'm just kidding.
Just talking about me. Yeah. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for your support, and we'll see you next time.
All right. See ya.
Bye, everybody.
Okay. Bye. Hey, how do I end this, Amy?
I usually just end the Zoom.